You know, when I look back at the impact of Star Wars, I don't think of the groundbreaking visuals or memorable characters. I think of this. This is pure emotion, something that John Williams is really good at. It's the right music with the right visuals to create a sense of longing, the anticipation to prepare us for the adventure that's about to come. It's pure audio and visual storytelling, and it's why Star Wars remains resonant to this day. But that was then, and this is now. If there's one thing that stands out from Guardians of the Galaxy, it's Peter Quill's awesome mixtape Volume 1, which houses many classic 70s and 80s songs from the likes of Norman Greenbaum, The Runaways, The Jackson 5, and even the late David Bowie. Now, Guardians is neither the first nor the last film to use popular music in a creative manner, whether it's Stuck in the Middle with You in Reservoir Dogs, or Gimme Shelter in every Scorsese movie. And if you want a more recent example, just look at any blockbuster trailer in the last 6 months. If we've seen this done before, what makes Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack so special? What caused it to be the first movie soundtrack to hit #1 on the Billboard 200 without any new material? Well, if you ask me, I'd say the soundtrack's popularity is due to its role in the film's narrative. The first notable thing about the soundtrack is that it's diegetic, meaning that if we hear the music, a character in the film is listening to it as well. As director James Gunn has explained in several interviews, this is to help ground us in the world of the film. Guardians is filled with intergalactic peace treaties, fantastical new worlds, and a giant purple space god, and we all know what happens when these elements are left unchecked.
A tragedy has occurred,
which started right here with the taxation of trade routes and has now engulfed our entire planet in the oppression of the Trade Federation.
Every song in the film's soundtrack had to be accessible, with Gunn wanting every song to be familiar, but also not identifiable off the top of your head. Along with that, the songs had to share the same disregard Peter Quill has for the world surrounding him. Throughout the film, seemingly nothing is more important to Quill than his mixtape, with it reminding him of his life on Earth in more ways than one.
My little Star-Lord.
The catharsis for his character comes when he digs into his buried past and deals with the pain of losing his mother. Through this, he finds a new mixtape to share with his new friends. For Peter Quill, the mixtape is the framing device for his character, showing his development from a young child to a playboy scavenger, and then finally a team leader. But how about the rest of the team? How does the soundtrack inform the other characters and the group dynamic that is so crucial for the film? Well, to answer that, we have to take a look at how Marvel develops its characters. Whenever Marvel begins a new project, their #1 priority is always character, or more specifically, the character whose story we're telling. Marvel is really good at getting us to care about its protagonists, whether it's turning Tony Stark into a global phenomenon, or making Captain America actually cool in the public eye. Marvel pulled this magic trick again with Guardians, with Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket, Drax, and Groot all being household names by the time the film was released in theaters. The character-centered trailer certainly helped, but every single Marvel movie, and Guardians in particular, is designed for the protagonists to shine. A lot of common criticisms for Marvel, like their over-reliance on humor and their particularly weak villains, can be explained with this mindset. The reason why Marvel's villains are so weak is that they're given no time for development. In Guardians of the Galaxy, the film's antagonist is given less than 8 minutes of screen time. Compare that to the 19 minutes given to Rocket or the 45 minutes given to Peter Quill. Ronin's role is little more than a cameo, with the crucial screen time going to the Guardians and their interactions. More often than not, character development is just time. Time watching these characters, learning from these characters, and being with these characters. The same goes for the comedy, which is an opportunity for more interactions. By witnessing a character's sense of humor, we learn more about who they are, what makes them tick, what makes them laugh, what makes them angry, all crucial things to know about our protagonists. A superhero is more than just defined characteristics and a tragic backstory. They're people that live social lives. The real key to Marvel's characters is that they focus on their social elements. This is why their comedy fits so well, because nearly all social interactions involve humor. It's how we open up and at the same time close ourselves off in conversation. But if there's one thing more persistent than humor in social interaction, it would be music. Throughout the film, Awesome Mixtape Volume 1 serves as the emotional catalyst for our characters. When it's not playing, our characters are tense. They're at each other's throats using humor to deflect and redirect insults, all the while revealing layers of their damaged personalities.
Keep calling me vermin, tough guy! You just want to laugh at me like everyone else!
But when the music starts to play, everyone seems to shut up and get on common ground. During these moments, characters develop and resolve their emotional conflicts, opening up to those surrounding them and revealing their true character. It's in these moments where we see them adjust to bad situations, gaze in wonder, start to flirt, and most importantly, have a lot of fun. Every single song is charged with emotion that the film had been holding back on till that very point. The music works as the punctuation mark for these characters and their relationships, adding an emotional element to these songs that never existed before. But more than that, more than grounding us into the world of the film, more than drawing us closer to these characters, Awesome Mixtape Volume 1 does exactly what it was made for. It connects these characters with each other.
I'm hooked on a feeling.